Hello children, today I am going to explain the poem The Stolen Boat written by William Wordsworth. Okay, let me explain the poem. One summer evening, led by her, I found a little boat tied to a willow tree within a rocky cave, its usual home. Straight I unloosened her chain and stepping in, pushed it from the shore. It was an act of stealth. Okay. The first stanza says that like this: one summer evening. So the time is evening time. It was okay. One summer evening, led by her. Her refers to here nature, the beauty of nature, the way, the cool breeze, right? Summer evening times. So we can have beautiful nature, right? Because the cool breeze will be there and we can enjoy that, especially in the summer evening times, because since morning we had been enjoying the hot, but evening, when we reach the evening time, at that time we can feel relaxed. Even the poet also like that. So he led by the nature, the beauty of the nature, the cool breeze he felt, and at that time he found something. What is that? See here, I found a little boat. Okay, one summer evening, as he was led by the, means as he was inspired by the, as he was attracted by the nature of beauty of nature. So at that time he found something. What was that? So he found a little boat tied to a willow tree. A little small boat, no, he found that small boat and it was tied to a willow tree. Willow tree means more the tree, the natural small trees that naturally they will grow near to the water, especially seashore, near to the rivers, lakes, right? Near to that, these trees will grow. No one will plant those trees. They themselves will grow naturally. They grow. That such type of trees are called willow trees. Means the trees which grows near water. Those trees are called willow trees. Okay. To the tree, a little boat has been tied. Someone had tied. We don't know who is that. Within a rocky cave. So near to the water, especially near to the lake, so we can find, right, the rocky caves. Some group of rocks all together will keep, naturally they will be making some caves. So that was the home of this boat. Means inside the rocky cave, someone had kept this this little boat, and that boat is tied to a willow tree. Okay, so what was the home of this boat? A rocky cave, and it is tied to a willow tree. So at that time he found, and no one was there. No one was there. It was alone. And straight I unloosened her chain and stepping in, pushed it from the shore. It was an act of stealth. So this is the picture you can see like this. Okay, so here the tree, the willow tree, lake and the boat. The boat is tied to the willow tree. Alone, no one was there in that place. Got it? So this place is called mooring place. The coming lines, you may get that place. This place, where that boat is tied to the willow tree, that place is called the resting place of boat, like boat stand, like bus station we have, railway station we have, no? So the where we can see all the shapes or boats are standing, just staying there, and is tied to the willow tree. That place is called mooring place. Got it? This place is called mooring place. So this is the first picture, the first stanza picture is there now. So no one was there. The boat is alone, and now who is there except our author? Author is there. He found that boat, and let us see how he was tempted and what mistake that he has done. So straight he went near to that boat and immediately what he did, he unloosened her chain. It means that he untied that rope, he untied that boat. Her means here, her refers to boat, and you can write it. Okay, here in the first line, led by her means nature, the beauty. Beauty attracted him and inspired him, tempted him to get into the boat. So immediately what did he do? So he just untied that boat, the chain, and what after that he just stepped into the boat. After that again 3 things he did. First one, he unloosened. Next step, he stepped into the boat. After that, from that he pushed the boat into where? Into the water, into the lake, from seashore, from the shore to the water. 3 things he did. Okay, these are the 3 things. So, but it was an act of stealing. Of course, there are 3 things that he had done, but entire 3 things had been made one stunt, one act. What is that act? That act is nothing but stealing. He has done stealing, because without permission of the owner of that boat, this author had unloosened the boat and he went into the river by taking the boat. He didn't take the permission of the owner of that boat. Someone had kept. He is not the owner of the boat. Just he had found that boat alone. No one was there. So he thought better to enjoy some riding over the water. He wanted to ride the boat. So without taking permission of the owner of the boat, he had taken the boat and he entered into the boat and he began to ride the boat on the water. So that act was stealing act. Next, let's move to the second stanza. Next, untroubled pleasure nor without the voice. Okay, no one was there to disturb. Okay, and nor without the voice, but of only some voices were there. What are those? Voice of mountain echoes did my boat move on. So we know, right, near to the seashore or the way with the lake, some mountains are there, small mountains are there. So there we can hear the voice, echo sound will be there, because people will be very less near to that place, an empty place, right? So we can hear, if you shout, you will get the voice reverse or echo sound you can hear, right? That sound, only breeze sound, oh sound will come, no? That sound he could hear, and that also so much tempting him. So he was tempted by those voice and he wanted to move to the next shore. And did my boat move on? Just he began to ride the boat, leaving behind her still on either side. So how can he ride the boat? He need the oars like this, right? In the picture they have given 2 sides, he need to use the oars so that he can ride the boat. So as he was taking the boat to the next part, the origin place, so at that time what happens? Small circles glittering idly in the moon until they melted all into one track. So here what are these small circles? You know, I already told it was the summer evening. So but here stars and the stars were glittering, the rays that were coming from the stars and the moonlight, everything were there, were falling over the water. As he was moving the water with his oars, so circles are forming here and there, the both sides of his boat, and they were glittering, so beautiful to look. So here, until they made a sparkling light, he began to move, but now like one who rose and proud of his skill, as he was riding with his boat by taking his 2 oars. So he was feeling so proud of his talent. So he was feeling that how much talented he is. Okay. As he was riding the boat, so he felt so proud of his talent. see how my oars are moving and they are making beautiful circles shining over the water. So he felt so happy about it. That's what here he was feeling proud of his skill. What was that skill? Riding the boat. And to reach a chosen point with an unswerving line, I fixed my view. So he was moving. So constantly he didn't change his mindset. He didn't change his idea. Just he wanted to move and he wanted to ride over the water. And also he didn't change, he was not fickle minded, just he was moving constantly to reach his goal where he wanted to go. So he just fixed his view. Where was that view? Okay, let's move to the next part. Upon the summit of a craggy ridge. So here craggy ridge refers to the some place in England. Barrow Crag. So if you see in the meanings, they have given like this: Barrow Crag in England. Crag here means small rock. Okay, high mountain rock, mass of the rock. That. So upon the means topmost part of that mountain. The origin's utmost boundary far above was nothing but the stars and the grey sky. So he began to look to the topmost part of the mountain as he was moving forward while riding his boat. So he could see the stars and the grey sky during night time. Almost that was evening time. In the first line we can see that was the evening time, summer evening, the climate. Beautiful climate he can find. So was nothing but the stars and the grey sky. He found that was the origin. Here origin refers to the sky, the beautiful skyline. That was he thought that was the origin and that was the margin line, the reach, the goal where he can reach. She was an elfin pinnace lastly. So he was lustfully, he put a name to his boat. What is that? Elfin pinnace. The underline that was the name of the boat that our author has given to that name so lustfully. Okay, he loved it with great joy. Oh wow, how much beautiful my boat is. Like that he began to put some name to his boat. So she refers to here the boat. Don't think something else. Here she refers to the boat and he declared the boat name as Elfin Pinnace. So happily he was admiring, he was appreciating, he was praising his boat. I dipped my oars into the silent lake. The lake was silent because no one was there, and he began to move the boat. So here I dipped my oars means he took the boat to oars. The instrument, oars means the instrument, long poles, wooden poles, we can flat end, it has the flat end and we will use those wooden poles in order to ride the boat. Here the first picture they have given, right? So these are the oars. Here is there and another side also will be there. Sometimes we can ride the ship only by using one oar. Sometimes we need the two. So he took 2 oars and he began to move to the next part. And as I rose upon the stroke, my boat went heaving through the water like a swan. So he was appreciating his boat, how fast it was moving. Heaving means rising up. It is moving to the another part on the water like swan. Here underline that line. It is which figure of speech? It is the simile. Right. So he is comparing his boat to a swan. It means that the way how the boat is going over the water is compared to the way how the swan will swim over the water. Right, we know, have you seen how the swan will be moving over the water like that. So when from behind that craggy steep, still then the origins bound a huge peak black and huge. At that time, suddenly he could see some unexpected image. Unexpected image, something huge image. It was black color and huge peak. He could see that suddenly, and he felt it is filled with power. Okay, filled with power so much. He thought like that something is there. He was moving forward, but after that he couldn't see back of him, but he sensed that something is following him. See here, upraised means raised its head. I struck and struck again. Underline that statement. So many times they have asked this statement in the reference to context. I struck and struck again. So he was moving forward and forward, but he felt that some image, some shadow is following him, and also even it raised its head also, and growing still in stature, the grim shape. So even he thought that shallow shape, that stature, the stature means the huge image, the grim shape. Grim shape means what? The huge image which he saw, he had felt here, no? Huge peak, black and huge. That is the new image that he found suddenly, and he felt that was following him, that was trying to chase this man. Okay, he is filled with fear because towered up between me and the stars, and even still. So he is explaining about that image. So even that is standing between him and between the stars and even other things also. So he thought it was chasing him. Actually, he is in guilty conscience because he had stolen the boat. Got it? That is the reason he is fearing. Right? If you have done any mistake, definitely your heart will be filled with fear. Isn't it? Definitely. You will not have that braveness. Not be brave. That's what he said. For so it seemed with purpose of its own. He thought that definitely that huge image will come and try to catch him, try to chase him. He thought like that, something with some purpose. This image is following, this image is chasing him. Like that he felt, and measured motion like a living thing. And also he thought that even that image is there, no, the grim shape, huge shape thing which was following him. He thought that even that was a living being, maybe like a ghost, like that he thought. Then strode after me with trembling oaths I turned. So he thought like the better to, it will come and kill me. So he thought, and he was even coming back of him, right? So he felt so scared of that. So he thought better to go back. So here, with the trembling oaths I turned. So he was scaring, he was shivering. He was shivering. So immediately he turned back. He turned to his home, towards his home. And through the silent water stole my way back to the covert of the willow tree. So immediately he changed his mind. He felt guilty and he wanted to turn to his place. So same place where he found the boat, no? So same place he went back and he began to leave the boat there itself. So there in her mooring place, underline that mooring place, I told no already. So there he left his bark means here again boat only, and you can write it. Mooring place means where the boat is staying, the secure place. And through the meadows homeward went in grave and serious mood. But after I had seen, so he was in serious mood, he went to home. Okay, though he left the boat there in the mooring place where he found, again he came back to his home. But how he was so serious. But after I had seen that spectacle, what is that spectacle? Means the huge image, huge shape thing, huge shape that he found, he felt that was following him. So many days his mind is occupied with that image. Still he was thinking about that. Whenever he closes his eyes, still that image will come in his eyes, in his visions, in his dreams also. That's what he is telling. See, for many days my brain worked with a dim and undetermined sense. He couldn't concentrate on anything. He had that guilty conscience, and here he had that fear also. He had stolen the boat, right? And also especially he was struck with this huge shape. The fears were grabbing his heart. That's what here. Worked with a dim and undetermined sense. He was in another world. Though he was in his home, but his mind is somewhere else. His heart is filled with the fear because he had stolen the boat. Of unknown modes of being. Oh, my thoughts. Already, always his thoughts were occupied by the huge shape. Still, though he left the boat there itself, but still his thoughts were filled with the fear. Same huge image, wherever he goes, this image, the huge image is following him. He felt like that. There hung a darkness, call it solitude or blank desertion. So he was feeling lonely. Solitude means lonely and left alone. Blank desertion means he was filled with the thought itself. Devoid of thought. He couldn't come out of the thoughts. He couldn't come out from the thoughts of the huge shape, the black shape. The statue here. No? Still he was following. And remained no pleasant. So here no familiar shapes remain, no pleasant images of trees, of sea or sky, no colors of green fields, but hues and mighty forms that do not live like living men, moved slowly through the mind by day and were a trouble to my dreams. Before doing this act, before stealing this boat and before having the riding of this boat, so he had the pleasant images in his mind. He used to get beautiful dreams. He used to get the beautiful dreams, the beautiful colors of green fields and images of the trees, so many familiar shapes, good dreams he used to get. The sky, beautiful sky and beautiful sea he was getting in his dream. But now, after stealing this boat, after this act, so always these images, the familiar images have been replaced with this huge shape, the dark color shape image. Always these images, these dreams are coming, he was getting. Such type of dreams were coming. They were troubling him like anything. Because just he did one mistake. What is that? He had stolen the boat. That was his problem. See, by day and were a grey trouble to my dreams. He did that mistake. So earlier when he was not doing any mistake, okay, when he was okay, he didn't, whenever he was okay, he used to get good dreams. But after stealing this boat, he was getting bad images. See here, that's what they do. There hung a darkness, call it solitude. He felt so lonely wherever he goes. Always that shape was following him. Like that he felt, he sensed that nightmare, bad dreams he was getting. Blank desertion, no familiar shapes. He was not getting good dreams. Earlier he was getting good dreams, beautiful dreams, colorful dreams he was getting. But after stealing that, he got bad dreams. He was haunted by the huge shape. that he had seen, that he found, that he sensed. He couldn't come out of that thoughts. Always he felt that black image was following him, even in his dreams also. That was the poem.